Hey guys, so I'm officially done weaning my twins. It took about a month, a little less process to wean them, and I just wanted to share the timeline, tips and tricks, what worked for us, in case there's anyone out there that is starting or thinking about the weaning process and just kind of want some ideas of how people did it. So first off, knowing that I was going to be weaning them around a year and a half, I kind of prepared ahead of time to do certain things. One of those was for them to each have like a comfort item, something that, kept them like a cozy. Some people use little blankets. So I just wanted to find something for each of them. Sydney has her binky, and she always has like a blanket fetish, so she's always had those two. But Tristan isn't a binky baby, and he doesn't really care about blankets, so we ended up buying and finding him. He loves puppies, so we found him this dog stuffed animal at Target maybe a couple months ago, and he became very attached to that. Second, I would put him down with a sippy cup of water at nap time, and for some reason, whether he drank it or not, he just had his dog and he had a sippy cup and he was good to go being put down. And that would be in preparation for weaning, because I wanted him to learn to put himself to sleep, just like I wanted her to learn to put herself to sleep. So again, before we even started weaning, there would be times that I would nurse them downstairs and not rock them to sleep, but then we'll put them to bed asleep so that they would learn to put themselves down, because I didn't want them to be of the age that they were old enough to climb out of the crib, like being upset like, oh, I'll just climb out. So that was important to me, was then learning how to self-soothe and put themselves to sleep, because when I weaned, I wasn't going to be rocking them to sleep. I was just going to put them down. The last thing was, I guess, just going for it. So deciding when to start, and I wasn't sure if I was going to start in November or wait a few months, but because we are doing a frozen embryo transfer in February, the clinic prefers me not to be nursing anymore. So that kind of made my decision right there as far as when I was going to end nursing. So on November 10th, it was a Monday, we just went for it, and I cut out the nap nurse. I thought that would be the easiest, because already, like I said, I was preparing them ahead of time to put themselves to sleep. So they were totally fine with that. That was a very easy transition. Putting them down with no milk was no problem. Oh, and I have to say, the other thing was I couldn't get them to drink milk for anything. I started at 12 months, maybe 13, trying to find a milk that they would drink. They would spit out whole milk, they would spit out 2%, they would spit out non-fat, they would spit out almond milk. Nothing was going. So that was the other thing that was helpful in knowing that it was a good time to wean, was they finally started drinking almond milk. So I would offer them almond milk before nap versus me nursing. And then November 18, so the next Tuesday, I cut out the morning time nursing. And again, we would just come downstairs. I wouldn't bring them to bed, because that was the routine before whoever woke up. Jeff would go get them, bring them to bed, I'd nurse them, and we'd hang out till the next one woke up. I'd nurse them, Jeff would bring that baby down. So that there was no confusion, I didn't want to bring them in bed, because then they would associate, oh, we're in mom and dad's bed, therefore we're going to nurse. So instead, when someone woke up, which typically Tristan was the one that woke up first, then he would come right downstairs. And then I went ahead and waited a little bit longer for cutting out the night nursing. After I have always had a very healthy supply. Obviously I do, because of nursing twins and able to keep up with that. So because of boom, 1 week cutting out nap nursing, and then boom, a week later cutting out morning nap or morning nursing, my boobs were very full. They were itchy. It was almost like at the beginning when they were so full, like if I didn't pump, or if I or hadn't nursed yet, or whatever, that itch, your skin stretches so it itches like crazy, it's uncomfortable and engorged. That's how I felt. So I had mastitis 3 times at the beginning when they were newborns, and I really didn't want to get it again. So I went ahead and stretched out cutting out the night nursing for a little bit longer. So I didn't do it until December 4th was the last night I night nursed, making December 5th the start of no more nursing. I will say I'm very happy, because even with that, my boobs are still full. I'm still trying to dry up I'm gonna Google some remedies on that because I still have very full boobs. And so as far as what we did for replacement of all of the nursing sessions, like I said, we offered almond milk. And then after I cut out the night nursing, I started introducing whole milk. So I would put like a third of whole milk and the rest almond milk. And then a half whole milk, the next week a half whole milk, half almond milk. Well, now here we are, and it's like 90% whole milk, and I just put literally like a dash of almond milk because of that flavor. But they are loving milk right now, absolutely loving it, and drink it no problem now. So I'm very happy about that. We're not having any issues as far as that goes. Like I said, I did not rock them to sleep. I do not rock them to sleep anymore. The only time that I would rock them, which I haven't had to, knock on wood, is if someone woke up in the middle of the night, then obviously I would rock them and hold them back to, and rock them back to sleep. But Sydney woke up 2 or 3 times after cutting out the night nursing, and I would just bring up almond milk and offer her that and rock her, and most of the time she would drink a couple sips and then like say no, and so I would give her her binky and rock her till she was asleep and put her down. So obviously she realizes now if she wakes up in the middle of the night, she's not getting mommy's boobs, so she doesn't even bother, and there hasn't been anything. I hope by saying this and making this video I'm not cursing myself for her to wake up in the middle of the night tonight. But so yeah, we've been, since we've weaned, like I said, after her realizing like she's not gonna get any more boob, she isn't waking up anymore. He's always been a really good night sleeper. Again, I hope I'm not cursing myself on that too. But unless he's sick or something is wrong, he typically sleeps through the night. What else? So yeah, no rocking to sleep. I don't do that. We have a routine now, like I said. So for morning time now, when they wake up, Jeff will get up with whoever wakes up. Typically it's Tristan who wakes up first, and then when Sydney wakes up, I get up with her. We come downstairs, they have milk, they have Cheerios, and then we'll do breakfast a little bit later. For nap time, I offer them some milk, make sure, they get it pretty much, they're offered it the whole morning, and then I make sure to offer it again before they go down. Occasionally, I will put the milk with them in bed. Tristan doesn't seem to drink it too often, but Sydney does. So at nap time only, I do occasionally put milk in their bed. And then again, I just put them down. I say, okay, go night night. They have separate rooms, and so I'll go up with both of them, put their music on, give Tristan his dog his water cup, which even that now he's starting to say no, like he doesn't care if he has it. So it's mainly his dog. He goes down and I say, I love you, good night. I put him down, and then I put her down with her blanket, her octopus and her binky, and then I say good night night. And they occasionally chat and talk up there. Like today, actually, Sydney is yakking up a storm up there, but she needs to take a nap because it's almost noon now. So, but she's not crying. They don't cry. They're not, screaming. I won't allow that if they're really upset and something's wrong, because they aren't babies who, cry a lot or have issues with going down for nap or bedtime. Crying for a couple minutes, okay, and even that, typically it's like a fuss or a talking fuss. So, and then at bedtime now, our routine is, we've actually transitioned to where Jeff can now put a baby down, and so we have a routine that we go upstairs and we brush our teeth, because we'll have dinner down here and do dinner and milk and offer milk till the end, and then we'll go upstairs and we brush their teeth. I'm very adamant about not wanting their teeth to rot out with the milk they're drinking and stuff, so we've always been very good about brushing their teeth, and even more so now as far as when we do it. Before, we used to just do it in their bath, and then it was like, okay, at least they're getting brushed, and then they'd get my milk. But now, because they're drinking whole milk and almond milk, I do make sure that they get their teeth brushed every single night before bed. So we go upstairs, we brush our teeth, we read our books, we say our prayers, and then Jeff takes Tristan and I take Sydney, and like we both each have a baby, and we have them say goodnight to each other, and then I say goodnight to Tristan, and Jeff says goodnight to Sydney, and then I go lay Sydney down, and he goes and lays Tristan down, and then that's it. It's simple. That's what happens. That's our nighttime routine now. So they have been very, very happy. It was a very smooth transition. Right before I started weaning was like the peak of they were tearing my shirt down constantly, whining, jealous over if one was nursing, the other would want to nurse even though they didn't really want to. It was just a power play, and there was a lot of fussing, and if I would leave the room even just to try to go to the bathroom, they would be like crying. And I see huge improvements and growth with them since I've quit nursing. So that just, even though I was a little sad when the last night of nursing happened, I was a little sad to be done, because that means they're growing up and I won't have that bonding with them anymore. But like I said, the pros that came out of this whole situation is amazing. They have a really good bond with Jeff now. They're not crying every second if I leave the room or go upstairs. Sure, it happens sometimes, but how it was before I weaned was ridiculous. They're not pawing at my shirt. They're not fighting and so jealous over me and so concerned where me and my boobs are going. They are really, really, like I said, great to Jeff. I feel like that's really opened up their relationship more. They go to him a lot, and they really just love and adore him, and they always have, but I just mean it's gone to like the next level. It's really awesome to watch. He comes home from work and they run to him. I did start a part-time job on the weekends, and so that allowed him to put them down for naps, and then now here we are putting him down for bedtime, and he's able to. So it's just a new step in life for us, and they're doing great, and I'm really happy that we did it. I'm happy for how long I was able to nurse them. I'm happy that I was able to nurse them. It was a struggle at the beginning. I fought really hard, which is why I was actually going to nurse until they were 2. But like I said, since we're going for baby number 3, this was the next step. And even if we weren't going for baby number 3, I feel like this has really made things great. I feel like the nursing relationship became like unhealthy, so to speak. Like I said, they were beyond crazy and wanting to nurse like newborns, essentially. They were wanting to like nurse constantly throughout the day and fuss and whine, and I mean that has just cut it down like crazy. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Give it a thumbs up if it was, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for my next one. Bye.